Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Recruitment Uncensored. I'm back live today. Last episode or the last show, it was pre-recorded, but this one, I promise you, is live. You'll probably notice that fairly quickly with me and Kim on together. We did just nearly forget to go live. I was like, shit, we've got less than a minute. We're meant to be going on. So yeah, I've got Kim. Is your surname pronounced Grocott? I've always questioned
10-10.
this.
Yes.
Yeah. From Digital Dopamine. We're talking about today how you can win more clients by just being yourself on LinkedIn, which I know sounds easy, but a lot of you watching will know that actually it's a bit more difficult than that. So we're going to be talking about that. For anyone watching, I'd really encourage you to get involved in the comments. So if you think that we're wrong or you agree or you've got any questions, chuck it in the comments. I'll bring up as many as I can. But let's get cracking because we can literally talk for Britain. I mean,
we
know
do.
what we send podcast voice notes to each other, don't we? So
we do. Some that cannot be shared on here. They're not for public consumption.
No, definitely not. And that we love a video note as well.
Love a video note.
Just walking around the house, getting on with daily life.
You in your dressing gown.
Obviously, it's probably a shock that I'm not wearing it now. Actually, that is being yourself on socials. I even took my slippers to size yesterday to record a podcast. I thought I got to feel at home.
I love it. I love it.
Got to be done. Got to be done. But yeah, let's get stuck into it. So, yeah, this being authentic and being yourself thing, like I said, it sounds easy, but I see this, and I know you've seen it a lot. A lot of people don't do it. What do you see that stops people, in particular recruiters, from showing up authentically on not just LinkedIn, but like all their socials?
So fear is the biggest one, I think, because we're all shit scared of being judged. What are people going to think? Will I say the right thing? Will I look okay? I mean, look at me. I'm in a fucking hoodie and I've got spots all over my face. Like, it is what it is, you know. Fear is definitely a big one. A big one, because we get inside our own heads too much of the time. And I think with it being LinkedIn, like before I started working with Green Umbrella, hi Christina, if you're watching, she probably won't be. I was like, oh my God. She might be actually. I was like, oh my God, LinkedIn, it's like where grown-ups hang out. Do you know what I mean? Like people with proper jobs. And I was just like, oh. So I was like, I've got to make sure, overwhelmed. Like everything's got to be perfect. So I would say definitely fear. And people, I see a lot of people doing copy and paste style content, which is, it's shit. It's just, you can tell, like in Chat GPT as well, like don't be putting Chat GPT all over your socials, because it's way too obvious.
That's probably a fear thing though as well, isn't it? Like,
it is,
I can't write something myself, so I've got to get like Chat GPT or whatever platform you use to write it.
Yeah, just for me, getting over it was just very slowly, just thinking, I just got to the point like I can't be asked to mask anymore. Like, I think I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think I know what I'm talking about. And what I'm talking about is coming from a place of my own opinion. So that can't be wrong. Like, people might not agree with my opinion or what I think, but if it's my opinion,
that's, you got to own it. And that's,
there's
no right or wrong. Yeah, I think I think that you've hit the nail on the head around fear, because actually all the reasons probably stem back to that, don't they?
Yeah, and it stems back to that you're at school and the teacher goes, you can read in front of the class, and you're like, oh, like people are looking at me, oh my God. Like, that's why a lot of people don't do videos as well, because it is that,
oh my God, yeah,
it's like you're opening yourself up and being vulnerable. But like, for me, the less you care what others think, and not in a I don't give a shit, actually, the easier it is. And just post what you want to post, say what you want to say, and record a video whatever way you want to.
I think from my experience as well, and I suppose you had a different experience when you were at Green Umbrella because you were sort
Mm.
of given that freedom to be
Yes.
authentic.
Yeah.
When I started in recruitment, and obviously this was quite a long time ago now, unfortunately, um, LinkedIn was a different space then anyway, but I
Hmm.
know this will probably still be relevant to some people now. We were sort of, we couldn't post what we wanted to post. It was like,
Yeah.
sort of had to like, I don't ever remember having to get things checked, but it was very clear what we should post on LinkedIn.
The
And
boundaries.
then
Yeah.
again, when I moved on to the second agency I worked for, and I remember, do you know what? I remember during COVID, you know, when it all kicked off and we went into the big lockdown, like
Yeah.
around what was it, 5 years ago?
Yes. In
Around
March.
now, wasn't it
Yeah.
actually? Yeah. Um, I remember I shit myself doing it, but I was like, I'm gonna do a post like if anyone in my network has, lost their job or wants to talk, like just drop me a message. And I remember thinking I was like a proper maverick for doing a post like that. I was like, wild, like woohoo, wild post. And it wasn't even that crazy. And I put like a nice little image of it.
Hmm.
And I shit my pants. I was gonna get in trouble for it as well. I was like, oh, I should have checked. I should
Yeah.
have posted that before. But but it felt really scary and it wasn't even that bad.
Yeah. See, I'm really, really, really lucky that, as you said, when I worked for Green Umbrella, the freedom we were given. Like I remember, like turning up for my interview, like what I call like I was done up. It wasn't. It was just a pair of trousers. I never wear normal trousers. I mean, even now I've got my shorts on, right? So I was like, I turned up and I was like, what do you want me to wear, like day to day? And the thing that Christina said, and I'll never forget it, was bring your whole self to work. Like, if this isn't what you do and what you wear, then just come as you. So just be 100% authentic, which actually gave, and it was the same with how we worked and how we posted. It was just be you. So it took a lot of that corporate. Green Umbrella was never
Mm,
corporate. It took a lot of that pressure away because it was like,
yeah.
actually, we are all human. We have got flaws. And yeah, that for me was massive because it allows you to breathe a
Probably
bit.
helped you not be so scared.
Exactly that. Yeah, exactly that.
So we've kind of hit the nail on the head quite quickly with that one. And I see it
Mm.
myself, like what stops it all stems back to fear, like being worried about judgment, the
Yeah.
response, as you said earlier. I think for people
Hmm.
watching, this is going to be a big one is, well, how can you overcome those challenges? Because for a lot of people, we all know building a strong personal brand at the moment is important. We all know that, right? But for
Yeah.
a lot of people, it's like, okay, I know it's important, but how the hell am I going to overcome all the fear stuff to get there?
Hmm. So for me, I've done a hell of a lot of work, as you know, like personal development stuff. And how I personally overcome it was I just did more work on myself so that actually I became sure of who I was. So I knew how to show up as myself, if that makes
Mm,
sense.
yeah,
But just try stuff. Sometimes it will land, sometimes it won't land. If you're posting on social, especially again, talk about video, you're going to mess up your lines. That's going to happen. Doesn't matter. But
just leave
also,
it in.
like, yeah, just leave it in. It's even better if you leave it in. But also, tell people who you are, what you stand for, because it's the old cliche: people buy from people, but they do. Like,
They do.
if you've got two recruiters on LinkedIn and one's just posting jobs every single day and one's talking about, who they are, why they got into the industry, things that they love about it, things, we all have our own thoughts about what happens. So share them. If you're the person that's only talking about placements, I'm sorry to say, but you're boring.
I can't think of anything worse than just seeing in my feed, like,
And
I've got an
nobody reads
amazing
them.
job,
Yeah, nobody
you
reads
know.
them.
But you could put that in a video sometimes as well, couldn't you? And just
Exactly that.
spice it up a little bit. But I think that point you've made is really important because I'd never really thought of it in that way. And now I think actually that's probably quite true for me is that
Mm.
yeah, if you're scared or fearful, whatever you want to term it, of being yourself on LinkedIn and showing up in that way, or Instagram, whatever platform it is you use, actually it's about working out, well, where does that come from? Like,
Exactly that.
why am
Hmm.
I? And what's getting in the way, and working on that, because it could be very easy to say like, oh, I'm just not very confident doing it. But again, what, like, because there's
There's a
some people that
reason.
naturally will just go out and do it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
So I
a
think that's an
reason
important one,
there.
is to look at what's causing it.
Yeah, exactly. And like you say, it comes from a place. Why, like you say, why are you so fearful? Once you work on that stuff, then I don't know, it just comes easier, because you don't have that, the fear of when you're doing stuff.
Yeah,
And for me now, like I said, when I first started posting on LinkedIn in particular, I'd record video time and time and time again. And this is from working at a marketing agency that says it doesn't matter if you fuck up. But I would
yeah,
still have that fear. And I'd watch it again and again and again. Now I record it, I say it, I post it, I don't even watch it back.
yeah. I'm a bit like that now.
Because yeah, and sort of, to build your personal brand, like, everybody has a personal brand, whether you're in this space or just Joe Blogs from down the road. Everybody has one.
Yeah,
So as long as you know yourself, which I'd like to think that I do know myself pretty well by now, there's just an air of confidence there, not in a cocky way, but I
yeah.
know who I am. I know
It's a
what I bring
belief
to the
thing, isn't
table.
it?
It is 100%. It is. But I still get imposter syndrome. Like, I'm sat here talking to Kate O'Neill, legend of the recruitment industry, and I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on here?
Uh,
How the hell did I make it in here? But do you know? But like, do you remember? I think I even said to you before. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, "Oh my god, it's Kate O'Neill." And then you think, these are just people like you and me. Look, do you know what I mean? I think you put so many people on a pedestal, and, oh my god, so and so is going to be watching it. So and so. Look,
yeah.
at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you are. Like, we're all the same. You might have a better job title than me, but fundamentally, we're like, no one is better than anybody else.
No, I think there's a couple of comments come in that I'll bring up.
Mm,
There's a question I'll bring up in a bit, but yeah, Hannah's saying do not watch it back. Yeah,
mm,
it is the best advice, because you can overthink, overthink,
yeah.
overthink, and then make changes to it that never needed to be done,
And then
because
you'll realise
you're
that
in
your
your own head,
message, yeah, and then you'll realise your message is completely different to the one that you first
completely
intended. And
lost.
then you're overthinking that. And then you're thinking, well, I'm not wearing the right top, then the lighting's not okay, and then my hair's in it. It's just exhausting. Just
It
film
is
it, post it, move
exhausting.
on with your day.
And I love this from Edwin. Nobody
Yes.
cares. We are our own worst enemy. We
Yes.
really, really are our own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, and there's still things, on the most part, I don't think twice about posting what I post, but there will be the odd thing, and I'm like, am I going to get some stick for that? And then I'm
I
like, no,
love
this is
that.
what you believe. It's like, get it out there. But
Yeah.
yeah, we all get it sometimes, but it's having the coping mechanisms. And I know we're
Yeah.
going to go over some stuff in a bit, but this is a really good question I wanted to bring up from Stuart. How often should you publish on LinkedIn, like personal versus work? Because I know a lot of people ask this question. They
Cool.
really
So
battle this one, don't they?
one thing I was always taught was the 80-20 rule. So 80% personal stuff, 20% sales stuff. Because the idea is,
Really?
because the idea is you want to post content that is educational, engaging, stuff that people care about. So all the eyes see that. So that when you do throw in the sales post, the algorithm goes, I'm interested in Kate. Show me when she posts next. Bang, there's your work post.
Well, I see. By personal, I get what you mean. Sorry, when you said 80% personal, I thought you meant like just about your life. Like, oh, I went down
No,
a
no,
park
no.
today.
It could be no, no, no. Sorry. So yeah, it could be stuff, the day-to-day stuff you're doing in the office.
Yeah,
The stuff that you're working on. You could have seen some industry news, all that sort of stuff. Anything that can drive a conversation, or we're not just here for some likes. The idea is you've got a voice, so use it for something valuable.
yeah,
Don't just
yeah,
use it for clickbait. But the more people interact and engage with that, you're you're telling the algorithm that I'm interested in this person. Make sure you show me the next time they post, so that when you do the salesy stuff, the
you
eyes,
get seen.
yes, Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
also works in exactly the same way as if you don't like something online, you know, you get these, not on LinkedIn, because, you know, they're adults on LinkedIn most of the time, but
Sometimes.
like, say Facebook, for example, you get people on there that will engage in things they don't like, and then they'll moan that their feed is full of it. Well, yeah, because the robot's a robot. It doesn't know what you like and what you don't like. You're just sending a signal that I'm interested. So
Yeah.
if you're starting to see a lot of stuff on your feed that you don't like, it's your own fault, because you're engaging with it at some
So like,
stage.
and also just remove people,
There
like
we
if you don't
go.
want to see it, like obviously they'll do that with you as well. But I think that's something to remember about, oh God, what if people don't like my content? Well, they're not your people, and
Yeah,
just let
so
them
what?
get rid, let them get rid of you, sort of thing. And
Mm,
but there was something, I keep forgetting what I'm going to say. There was something we spoke about, and then it's coming back into my head. It was about the oh yeah, right. So you mentioned something about when you were first started working for Green Umbrella, and you
mm,
were like on LinkedIn, and it was like, oh God, I don't, this is all new to me and scary.
yeah,
I know I work with a lot of rookies, and there might be some newer people watching. I see a lot of the time they worry about posting because they worry that they don't know what they're talking about.
yes.
That's where that sort of fear comes from.
Mhm.
And I think sometimes, like, no one is expecting you to be a subject matter expert in all your posts. So they
Yeah.
don't all, and it sort of relates to what Stuart's brought up here. If you balance it out between a bit of work, bit of sort of promotion, bit of personal,
Mhm.
you know, you're giving that well-rounded view anyway of you as a
Yeah.
person. And like clients, and we're talking about winning clients. Clients buy into you as a person.
Yeah.
So they don't want to just know that you can fill jobs for them. They actually like to get to know a bit more about you.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you going to want to work with someone that, yes, can fill jobs for you, but are an absolute arsehole? No, you're not.
Yeah.
Naturally, we gravitate to the people that you have the drains and the radiators. People that we enjoy their stuff, and it's the sort of thing that when you show up online and then you have a conversation with someone, you think, God, I feel like I already know you. That's the
Yeah.
magic.
That's
It's
what you want.
that is exactly what you want. So yeah, it's for me. I mean, as you know, disclaimer for anybody that hasn't yet worked it out, I am riddled with ADHD. I don't have the
Oh,
brain
riddled.
space. Yeah, that's the way I put it.
I can confirm she is. Sorry, guys, I've really got to blow my nose. Apologies. Do you just want to fill the gap, Kim, where I just blow my
No,
nose?
let's listen to it. No, so yeah, I have ADHD, which I was only diagnosed with a couple of years
Oh,
ago, but I don't the time I have between here and here is very, very, very short. So if I think something, I just say it. 9 times out of 10, I'm just as surprised as you are. That's what comes out of my mouth. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's not. But yeah, so for years I spent, because I didn't know what it was, and it was like, oh my God, you're being too out there. You do it. I would overthink everything. It'd be like the fear of judgment. What am I saying? Now I'm just like, well, this is me. Like it or lump it. If you don't like it, great. You'll find
we're
somebody
not
else
matched.
you'll find somebody else that you do like, and that's okay. I think we're in a world
Mm,
where we're obsessed with likes, and if you've got 50 likes on a post, then you're popular and successful. If you've got 2, then you're suddenly shit at your job. No,
mm.
you've just got to,
Yeah, we can
and
get, I do it
initially,
sometimes.
yeah,
I can
and
get
I
really
still
caught
do
up
it.
in the numbers, and actually they
Mhm.
don't mean somebody might look at your post, like it, and not actually press the like
Yeah,
button, but they've
yeah,
still seen it.
yeah.
We've had a couple of questions slash comments around content, so I'm going to go into the
Okay.
next question because we were going to cover this anyway, weren't we?
Yes.
Um, so let's go deeper into, like, content wise, what kind of stuff do you see people post, or
Hmm.
that you've helped people with anyway, that helps win business rather than just getting the sort of egotistical likes
Yeah.
that we buzz, come on, let's not lie. If you put a post out and it goes off, you're loving
Oh,
life.
buzzing.
Buzzing, literally skipping out the door at the end of the day.
Yeah,
But we do want to be looking at winning business.
yeah.
And so what works?
So video all day long. Video
Yeah,
works really, really well because people get to see who you are. And it is that I feel like I already know you. It sparks
there's that
conversation.
familiarity.
It literally, it is that. Yeah. So again, don't just be posting about the jobs, or if you do, like you say, do it in a video. You know, why should this
They do it
person?
differently.
Yeah, if everybody's doing the same thing, do something different.
Do you know what does my head in? When I see people going nuts posting jobs or um they'll say, this is one of the important things you've got to work out is, where are your clients hanging out? Now
Exactly
we're
that.
talking about LinkedIn today,
Hmm.
but we are also touching on the wider sort of social media platforms that are
Yeah,
available. So I sometimes see some recruiters posting on LinkedIn, and I know for a fact that their target market, they don't hang out on LinkedIn.
yeah,
So you're just wasting your time.
yeah,
You're not going to win your clients on
yeah.
LinkedIn. You need to post that content. It could be
Hmm.
great content, but they can't see it.
Exactly that. Exactly that. Like for me, since I started my own business, the people that I work with are it's not in recruitment at all. It's just small business owners. Potentially they're on their own, or there's 2 or 3 people. You know, I've got landscape gardeners, I've got cafe bars, I've got a payroll company, I've got all sorts, but they hang out on Facebook predominantly. So I don't even have a LinkedIn business page because I could, but it would just be spitting out content for the sake of it.
Falling on deaf ears, yeah.
Yeah, and what's the point? Like, don't try and be everywhere because you think you need to be everywhere. Like you say, go to where your target market is, hang out there, because that's where you're going to get the business. So why would you then put a load of time and effort into a platform where you're just going to waste your time? And like you say, if you just copy and paste in from one platform to the other, it's just going to fall on deaf ears.
Yeah. So video we know works really, really well
Mm-hmm.
to win clients, and I
Yeah,
can vouch. I think that
your
helps
videos
me
are
a lot.
brilliant.
Definitely.
I mean,
I'm going to create a brilliant short from today of me blowing my nose. That'll go down well.
yeah, lovely. I actually got a bit of an exclusive here. I sometimes get previews of what Kate is going to post on LinkedIn because she'll send me
Do you know
something.
what you were going to say there?
I
That's
know.
like bloody hell, Tim.
Because she'll often send me something and go, wait till you see what I'm posting on Friday. And I'm like, brilliant. Like, I love it because you're you. Like you,
Yeah,
Joe Phillips, in particular, like you're just you. Like there is
yeah.
no pretense
Joe
there,
does a
and
lot of video.
yeah, and you know your stuff. So yeah, just posting what wins business. Position
Well, you
yourself as
just
an
touched on
expert.
something there.
Mm.
We know our stuff. I think when you said we know our stuff, I think it's giving your opinion, and it doesn't even need to be in a
Yes,
video, does it?
yes,
It could be
no,
written, but
no. But yeah,
say what you
why?
think about something.
Yeah, because that shows who you are. Like, don't not post something because not everybody's going to agree with it. Because if you're posting stuff that everyone's going to agree with, chances are it's just generic shite that doesn't appeal to anyone.
Mm.
So if you know your stuff and you've I've just seen a comment. If you know your stuff and you're passionate about what you do, let people know that. Because actually people will go, God, like they really believe in what they do. I want to work with that person. Rather than,
Yeah,
hi guys, I've got this role. I'd really like it to be filled. It's 30. Like, no, go away. I'm
yeah.
busy.
Boring.
Yeah, boring. So yeah.
Next. Yeah. And I think what I used to see you, because obviously you were a lot more active on LinkedIn, weren't you, before?
Yes.
Um, I remember what, like, some of the stuff that you did really well was sort of, and this ties into the work versus personal, I think somebody
Mm-hmm.
brought up earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is being honest about, like, sort of insights into life. And it wasn't every day and
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't every week,
Yeah.
but it was like, your sober journey, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And loads of people can relate to that. Like there'll be
Yeah.
clients that will relate to that.
Yeah.
And people get to know you a bit better. And again, I think
Mm.
that's something people can be a bit worried to do, like, oh, is this appropriate for LinkedIn?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
people think this, think that? But it's like I do my high rock stuff a lot on LinkedIn and it
Yeah.
always does well. That's not the only reason I do it, but I think people
Mm.
just enjoy. Some people can relate to it, some people probably get annoyed by it, but some people are like, oh, that's what she likes to do.
Yeah. And
And
it's
so I used to see you do that a lot.
mm.
I know you do it more on Facebook now, so you still do it, but I think I mean, that, I think it's no different for recruiters, is it?
No, because for me, that is, like you say, it's who I am. It is part of my story. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Makes me feel sick. But but because of that, it all ties into what I do now, because there is absolutely no way that I would be living the life that I live today if I hadn't have stopped drinking. It's a fact.
Mm.
So actually, and also, it's all like the taboo. Oh my God, people are going to think this about me. Like, loads of people struggle with not just drink, but, mental health issues and all that. And they say talking about it helps. Well, it does, because I've had so many people. I mean, even last night, I had somebody messaging me because they're worried about their son. And they want, that's beautiful. If I can take what I've gone through to even just help someone like that, then to me, I mean, even at the team conference last year, I had someone sat there talking to me, opening up about somebody that they're worried about. And it's like, wow, I get to help
Nice
somebody else.
connection.
Yeah, I get to help someone in a very small way just by talking about what I've been through. Like, I'm no expert, I'm not qualified, but I can only tell you what I've done and how it's affected me. So yeah, for me, I'm again, the ADHD. I'm a very open book. There is nothing that you could find out about me that I wouldn't tell you about myself.
Yeah. And I think in terms of winning clients, if we're thinking about, okay, the post, we want to lead to conversations, meetings.
Yeah.
What a great opener for a BD conversation. If you've had a bit of back and forth on LinkedIn, maybe you post about your sober journey, or
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever it is. Like, I connect with a lot of clients over, I don't know, like music and
Yeah.
Ibiza, they know that about me. It's a great way to warm up a call. If you're a bit nervous about picking up the phone or going to a new meeting with a new not agency, but you know what I mean, new client, you've got things you can talk about because you know what you've got in common.
Yeah. And it breaks the ice that it's not just business and it doesn't sound like just a money, a transaction. So actually, I want to know about you and, what you bring to the table.
Yeah. Right. Before we come back to Kim for a top tip, I'm just going to cover off the next show, which is in 2 weeks' time, April where's my notes? 16th,
16th.
same time. Yeah, Jess got that right. 12:30. So I've got Stephen O'Donnell on with me. I'm really excited for this one because I know, I'm really excited to have him on. And also I know he'll just be uncensored, which is what this show is all about. So I'm excited for it. If you don't know Stephen O'Donnell, you should go and add him on LinkedIn. He is founder of the Noras, and I think it's chief growth officer at TA Tech. But he's going to be so much fun to have on. I'm really excited. I can't tell you what we're going to be talking about. Let me just check if he's messaged me, because I don't know. Because he hasn't come back to me with the info yet. So it's a surprise, but you'll find out next week because I'll be putting the event up as normal and inviting you all to it. I'll post about it so you can see, but it will be a good one. I can promise you that. Right, Kim. Your top tip for everybody is this, and we've sort of touched on it, but it's a really good way to finish. Don't overthink. Don't overthink
You
it.
fucked that up, didn't you?
Talk to me. Yeah, I fucked that one up. Yeah.
Yeah. Just do it. Like, if you haven't, just write it, post it, move on with your day. I'm sure you've got 1,000,001 things to do, and keeping your brain space in what to post online is not a good use of your time. It just isn't. So just whatever you want to say it, and just be you, because actually, and it's all that cliche, but you are enough. Like, you're where you are for a particular reason, because you know your shit. So
There is not another you in any other recruitment company.
Exactly. I was about to say, so share your shit, but don't do that. But just be yourself. Because look, if I can make a business work, hello, anyone can.
Everyone's like, yeah, she's right. I can do anything.
Yeah.
But also as well, and this just came to my mind then, and I suppose I need to adopt this myself. It's just think of your post as a test. You're just testing to see what works with your audience and what doesn't. If it doesn't land, all right, I won't do that again. Or I'll try it again at a different time or whatever. But just think of it that way. It's not the be all and end all.
No. There's that much that goes out online. By the time you will be thinking about it for a lot longer than somebody else will.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm being told I've got to eat.
Delivery.
No, I've got to eat my lunch. See, I forget to eat another ADHD thing, but we'll move on.
Well, look, we're finishing up now. Thank you everybody for getting so involved in the comments. If we didn't cover anything, I'll tag Kim and we'll both come back to it after. But Kim is down as a speaker on this event, so 100% connect with her. She does still come on LinkedIn, by the way, so we're not saying she doesn't use it anymore. So message her if you want to talk about anything we've spoken about today. Like, I encourage you to get in touch. Want to learn more about her business, Digital Dopamine. Love that name, by the way. Did that take you ages to come up with, or was it just like ting?
Do you know what? And this again is the power of social media. I threw it out to like the people that are on my Facebook. I was like, right, I've got an idea. I want to do something that's social media wise, but also, you know, I'm batshit crazy. I need a name. And one of my friends came up with it, and now I've got the logo tattooed on my leg. So, you know, what a time to be alive.
Yeah. That is such a you thing to do. I remember seeing it on your Instagram. I was like, what's she fucking doing now? And then,
and do you know what?
Oh, has he come back to me? No, that's fine.
And do you know what? That tattoo wasn't even planned. This is typical ADHD thing. It wasn't even planned. I went to get another one coloured in. They went, it's not healed enough. I thought, well, I can't waste the time, can I? Whack the logo on. See you later.
Why not?
And there we go.
Love it.
Sorry, Mum.
That is typical Kim. Typical Kim. Although I did get a tattoo off the cuff in Malaga last week. Just walked past the shop and went, I'd had a drink at breakfast. I was like, yeah, tattoo.
Told you, undiagnosed.
I'm not that I've got anything against. I'm not like, I'm going to be careful what I say. I've not got anything against anyone with ADHD, but I just don't think I've got it. But you're convinced.
Obviously now I've been diagnosed, I am now able to diagnose other people. That's how it works, apparently.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I need to do a test, don't I? Anyway, again, we've gone off on a tangent. It's 2 minutes past 1. We're done. But yeah, like I said, connect with Kim. Check your social media. You know, if you are in your own head, let me tell you now, go to Kim and she'll get you to check in with your shit and be like, post it. So do it. But thank you for coming on, Kim. Oh, I forgot to tell you before we went live, Kim. Oh. Don't go off when I click off, okay? I need you to have a chat with you after. Okay, everyone's going to be like, shut up and end the show. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you on the 16th with Stephen O'Donnell. See you soon. Bye.
See you later.